What should you do after a failed presentation or speech? Let's find out. So I'm going to share with you 7 things to do after a failed presentation. If you're watching this right now, probably your presentation or your speech did not go the way that you wanted it to. Maybe you were presenting to a customer, maybe to your manager, an investor. Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. But there are very specific things that you can do to get back on the horse after a failed presentation. So keep on watching until the very end. And by the way, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We have lots and lots of great videos coming up. You don't want to miss out. Videos in the areas of public speaking, presentation, and productivity. Number 1, realize it's not all your fault. Now, what do I mean by that? Think about your favorite sports player. Think about your favorite sports team. Do they always win? No. They lose sometimes. So in your case, and in many cases, it's not necessarily their fault. Sometimes they're clearly the better team. The other team was just lucky. In a presentation as well, in some situations, you're put in front of an audience, they all had a bad day. They had a terrible day, or they were all tired for some reason. It's sometimes nothing related to you. Yeah, that's not always the case, but keep in mind, not all is your fault. Number 2, very critical, write down what did you do well. Write everything down. Make a list. Ask yourself, what did I do well? What did go well, no matter how bad it actually was? Guaranteed there are some things that you did well anyway. Yeah, so please make sure that you make that list. I know you're listening to me right now and you're thinking, Ben, are you crazy? Nothing went well. It was a complete failure. Are you so sure? For your future presentations, you really have to think about, even though you failed this one, but what did you do well? Focusing on these strengths and increasing these strengths in the future, that's where we're heading to, that's where we want to get you to more. Number 3, make a list of all the things that did not go well. Yeah, this is probably the list that you have an easier time with. Write down all the things. What did you not do well? Your body language, your audience connection, your slides, what were all the things that went wrong? Yeah, make an extensive list. This is your list that we got to work on. This is the list that we can improve on. And you don't want to see it as a pity list. Oh, poor me, poor me. No, this is a list for action, for things that we can work on, that we can improve. I can tell you from all the thousands of people that my team and I have trained over the years, everybody can improve in the areas of public speaking and presentation skills. But you have to become aware of what are the mistakes that you're making and how can we quickly improve them. Number 4, you want to determine from all the things that you wrote down, which one is within your control and which one is outside of your control. For example, if you wrote down, my body language is not good. That's something that you can control. We can work on your body language. We can improve that. Audience reaction though, it's hard to control. Again, sometimes the audience, they were just all having a bad day. Or your key decision maker, he or she was having a bad day. You cannot control that. You can influence that if you get better and better, but you cannot control that. So go through your list one more time and write next to each item. What are things that you can control? What are things that you cannot control? And the things that you cannot control, you gotta get over them. You gotta stop focusing on these things and worry about these things. But things that you can control, these we can improve, and we can improve them rather quickly. And number 5, the last thing you want to write down after you analyze the whole situation, you want to write down what changes am I going to make? What improvements am I going to make? What lessons did I learn? Yeah, and again, not every failed presentation is the worst thing in the world. I don't know if you know my story, right? But how did I become a presentation trainer? I was a horrible presenter when I was young. I was laughed at by the audience. I was laughed at by the group after my first presentation. 2 weeks they laughed at me. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I was sad, I was crying, I felt like a complete failure. But out of that, what happened was I became so determined, so passionate to become a better presenter. And look where it led me. You know, helping so many people become better and improving their presentation skills because I can really relate. So ask yourself as well, what are the lessons that you can take away from this terrible experience? Tip number 6, talk to somebody else about it. When we're talking to somebody else, when we're sharing our issues, when we're releasing them, through talk, it's a fantastic thing. So talk to your significant other, talk to a friend, talk to a colleague, maybe even your manager, maybe somebody on your team. It doesn't matter who it is, but talk about the experience, get their ideas, get their input. This is another great way of releasing it, another great way of finding clarity of what you should do from now on. And number 7, the most important one probably, get back on that horse quickly. Get back on that horse fast. I still remember when I learned how to snowboard for the first time. And I think my second time when I went snowboarding, I had this terrible crash. You know, not a bone-breaking crash, luckily, but it was so painful. And my friends of mine, they were more experienced snowboarders. They came to me and said, "Are you okay, Ben?" I said, "No, I'm not gonna snowboard for today." And they said, "No, Ben, you have to get back up on that mountain. If you stop right now, nobody knows, you might stop snowboarding forever. That fear will hold you back and you will forever regret it." Great tip from my friend, really good. What did I do? I went back up on that mountain, more scared than before, obviously, and I snowboarded down again. Presentation, same thing. Don't wait. Get back on that horse fast. Right now, actually, what I'd like you to do, I want you to determine when is the next presentation that you can deliver. How can you get on that horse quickly? How can you get on that horse fast? So comment below one time, what was your failure? What did you take away from this lesson here? Which of these 7 tips are you going to use immediately? You don't have to use all of them, though I recommend it, but at least use a couple of them to get back to become a better presenter quickly. And again, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. Lots of great videos coming up. If you like this video, you can click like it as well. And most importantly, I really look forward to seeing you for the next video.